Your knees creak, your coffee mug feels like a vice, and your hips bark the moment you leave the sheets. Sound familiar? Here's the shocker. That heart-healthy breakfast you trust every morning can spike joint swelling hormones by 200% before you finish the last spoonful. In the next 60 seconds, you'll learn the simple 3-food swap that can reverse overnight joint damage in just 7 days, starting tomorrow morning. Welcome back to Inspired Living, where we transform your health one simple change at a time. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a breakfast betrayal that nobody talks about. If you've been struggling with morning joint stiffness, achy knees, or that grinding feeling in your hips, this video could be the game changer you've been searching for. Before we jump in, I want you to do something right now. Rate your morning stiffness on a scale of 1 to 10. Write it down or just remember that number, because by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear 7-day plan to potentially cut that number in half. And I want you to come back and share your results in the comments below. Let's start with a hard truth. That bowl of cereal you had this morning, that granola bar you grabbed on the way out, or even that glass of orange juice you think is packed with vitamin C, could be spiking inflammation in your body by up to 200% before you even leave your kitchen table. New research is showing us that the combination of refined grains and hidden sugars creates a perfect storm of inflammatory molecules in your bloodstream. Here's what's actually happening inside your body when you eat these seemingly innocent breakfast foods. Within 30 minutes of consuming refined grains and sugars, your body begins producing higher levels of something called interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. Now, don't worry about remembering those names, but here's what you need to know. These are the exact same inflammatory molecules that doctors measure when they're tracking arthritis progression. Think of these molecules as tiny fire starters circulating through your bloodstream. When they encounter your joints, they trigger swelling, stiffness, and that deep aching pain that many of us just accept as part of getting older. But here's the empowering truth. You can control this process starting with your very next meal. Let me share something that might surprise you about that morning orange juice. We've been told for decades that it's a healthy way to start the day, packed with vitamin C and natural goodness. But here's what happens when you drink a glass of orange juice on an empty stomach. First, your blood sugar spikes rapidly because fruit juice is essentially concentrated fructose without the fiber that would normally slow its absorption. This sugar spike triggers your pancreas to release a flood of insulin. But here's where it gets interesting. This insulin surge is quickly followed by a cortisol release as your body tries to manage the sugar crash that follows. This insulin-cortisol combination is like adding gasoline to the inflammatory fire in your joints. Your body interprets this hormonal roller coaster as stress, and inflamed joints are one of the ways that stress manifests physically. The timing of this process is crucial. When you start your day with this inflammatory breakfast combination, you're essentially programming your joints to be stiff and painful for the entire morning and often well into the afternoon. Now, let me introduce you to what I call the 3-food joint shield plate. This is a simple breakfast combination that works with your body's natural healing processes instead of against them. The 3 components are omega-3 rich eggs, colorful berry polyphenols, and a warming turmeric element. Let's start with the eggs. When I say omega-3 rich, I'm talking about eggs from pasture-raised hens or eggs that have been specifically enriched with omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just any eggs. The omega-3 fats in these eggs act like nature's anti-inflammatory medicine. They help your body produce specialized pro-resolving mediators, which are molecules that actively resolve inflammation rather than just masking it. Secondly, we add berry polyphenols. This could be a handful of fresh blueberries, some frozen raspberries, or even a small portion of tart cherries. These colorful compounds don't just taste great, they're powerful inflammation fighters. The anthocyanins in berries have been shown to reduce inflammatory markers in the blood within hours of consumption. Thirdly, we include a turmeric element. This could be as simple as a golden milk latte made with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, or you could add a teaspoon of turmeric powder to a morning smoothie. The curcumin in turmeric has been studied extensively and has been shown in some trials to be as effective as certain anti-inflammatory medications for reducing joint pain. Here's how you put this together for maximum anti-inflammatory impact. Start with 2 omega-3 enriched eggs, scrambled or prepared, however you enjoy them. Add a half cup of mixed berries on the side or mixed into a small smoothie. Finish with a warm turmeric latte or add turmeric to your morning beverage. This combination provides your body with the building blocks it needs to calm overnight inflammation and support joint healing throughout the day. The magic happens in how these 3 components work together. The omega-3 fats help transport the anti-inflammatory compounds from the berries and turmeric more effectively throughout your body. The polyphenols from the berries enhance the absorption of curcumin from the turmeric. It's like creating a synergistic anti-inflammatory powerhouse that starts working within the first hour after you eat it. Let me explain the science behind why this works so effectively. When you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. This includes repairing microscopic damage in your joints from daily wear and tear. However, if your system is loaded with inflammatory molecules from poor breakfast choices, this repair process gets disrupted. Instead of healing, your joints remain in a state of chronic low-grade inflammation. The omega-3 fatty acids in properly sourced eggs help shift your body from producing inflammatory molecules to producing anti-inflammatory ones. The polyphenols in berries act like molecular peacekeepers, calming down overactive immune responses in your joint tissues. The curcumin in turmeric works at the cellular level to interrupt inflammatory signaling pathways. When you combine these 3 elements consistently, you're giving your body the tools it needs to break the cycle of chronic joint inflammation. Many people notice a difference in their morning stiffness within just 3 to 4 days of making this switch. Now let's talk about the 7-day breakfast swap challenge. This is your opportunity to become your own health detective and see firsthand how powerful this simple change can be. Here's exactly how to do it. Firstly, establish your baseline. For the next 2 mornings, continue eating your normal breakfast, but rate your joint stiffness each morning on a scale of 1 to 10. Write this down along with any specific areas that feel particularly stiff or painful. Secondly, make the swap. Starting on day 3, replace your usual breakfast with the Joint Shield plate for 5 consecutive days. Keep everything else in your routine the same so you can clearly see the impact of this one change. Thirdly, track your progress. Each morning, rate your stiffness level and note any improvements in specific joints or overall mobility. Pay attention not just to the intensity of stiffness, but also to how quickly it resolves once you start moving. Many people are amazed at how quickly they notice changes. Some report feeling less stiff by day 2 of the swap, while others notice the biggest improvements around day 4 or 5. Remember, even a single point improvement on your stiffness scale represents real healing happening in your joints. I want to hear about your experience with this challenge. When you try it, come back to this video and leave a comment that says Joint Saver, followed by your before and after stiffness scores. For example, Joint Saver 7 to 4. This helps create a community of people supporting each other's joint health journey. Here's something important to understand about timing. The anti-inflammatory effects of this breakfast combination don't just last for a few hours. When you consistently provide your body with these healing nutrients first thing in the morning, you're setting up your entire day for better joint function. The omega-3s get incorporated into your cell membranes, where they can influence inflammatory processes for hours. The polyphenols circulate in your system and continue providing antioxidant protection well into the afternoon. This is why consistency matters more than perfection. If you can make this swap 5 days out of 7, you'll likely notice significant improvements. If you can stick with it most days for several weeks, you may find that your baseline level of joint comfort improves dramatically. Let's address some common concerns you might have about making this change. Some people worry about giving up their favorite breakfast foods. Remember, this doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing approach. You might start by making the swap 3 days a week and gradually increase as you notice the benefits. Others worry about the time it takes to prepare this type of breakfast. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. Scrambled eggs with berries and a turmeric latte can be prepared in under 10 minutes. If you're dealing with severe joint pain or have been diagnosed with arthritis, this breakfast swap isn't meant to replace your medical treatment. Instead, think of it as a powerful complement to whatever approach you and your healthcare provider have already established. Many people find that when they reduce dietary inflammation, their other treatments work more effectively. The ripple effects of reducing morning inflammation extend far beyond just joint comfort. Many people report having more energy throughout the day, better mood stability, and even improvements in skin health. This makes sense because chronic inflammation affects every system in your body, not just your joints. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want you to remember that your body has an incredible capacity for healing when you give it the right tools. Those aching joints and morning stiffness don't have to be your new normal. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from the simplest swaps. Your challenge for this week is clear. Try the Joint Shield Plate Breakfast for 7 days and track how you feel. Rate your stiffness, notice your energy levels, and pay attention to how your body responds to this anti-inflammatory approach. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button if this information was helpful. Share this video with anyone you know who struggles with joint stiffness or morning aches. Your sharing could be exactly what someone needs to transform their daily comfort and mobility. In next week's video, we're going to dive into the midday habits that can keep your joints feeling comfortable and flexible all the way until bedtime. We'll explore the surprising connection between your lunch choices and afternoon joint stiffness. Plus, I'll share a simple 5-minute routine that can reset your inflammatory levels halfway through your day. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that video. And remember, small changes lead to big transformations when you stay consistent. Your joints will thank you for making this simple but powerful swap. I'll see you in the next video, and I can't wait to hear about your 7-day results in the comments below. Until then, keep living inspired and keep prioritizing your health one breakfast at a time.